Hello and welcome to Lux Code TV for the off-the-cuff conversation that's a little pre-planned.
A little. Okay. So tonight, guys, we are talking about resorts and how to choose the right one for you and your family. So most people pick a resort, and usually they're thinking about what the star rating is, or they're looking online and seeing what other people are talking about. However, that's a little bit backwards, right?
It is a little backwards, and it also depends on what type of resort you're looking at.
There you go. So the real starting point is by asking yourself a few questions about what this should look like for what this experience really should look like for you and your people, right?
Really, yes. And and there's all kinds of you can have a family resort for skiing, for going to the beach, or even like we'll talk about a little bit about dude ranches.
Yeah,
But these places also offer couple retreats. So you've got to decide, is this a family function or is this something for you and the little woman to go spend a few days together and just kick back and relax?
it's a family affair. Okay, so depending on what you want this to look like for you and your family, possibly, or you and your mate, possibly, then definitely asking a few questions is going to be paramount to making sure that the experience that you're about to have is going to be an experience or going by what other people are out there talking about and doing and making it a disaster where you are concerned.
True. Do you want to do you want to say you're going on to a ski resort, but you don't really want to ski? You want to just enjoy the local activities, the local restaurants, maybe just the lodge area. You just want to kick it by the fire, drink some wine, maybe a little bourbon. Who knows? You can do that. They don't just because it's a ski resort, they don't mandate that you ski.
Absolutely. So the real question isn't like where's the best snow, right? It is what do you want your evenings to feel like? So it comes back down to just what he just said. How do you want your evenings to feel? What do you want this experience to feel like? So things like because altitude comes into play depending on what you choose for your ski resort. And there's going to be some different experiences, like if you want wellness experiences, if you want to be able to have like those togetherness things, right? Got to take those things into consideration before you choose whatever ski resort it is. Because just because you say ski resort doesn't mean you want to ski.
That's true. There's a lot of things that are out there to be offered. We were on a vacation one time in Florida, and just so happened I talked to a guy in a parking lot, and he seen that I smoked a pipe, and he said, "Hey, we have a get together every month with nothing but pipe smokers that get together at this cigar bar, and they all take over and smoke pipes in there."
True story.
So I mean, so there's something for everybody, no matter where you go. It's just a matter of who you get in touch with to find out where you want to go and what you want to do while you're there. And that's where a travel expert comes into play.
There you go. Okay, so guys, when you are looking for something like a ski resort, not for couples, there are a couple that we just kind of looked at a little bit before we got on tonight. So Bad Ruts Palace and Combe Hotel, uh, they may be something that you will be looking for if you're couples, right? If you're a family, Four Seasons, they always deliver. So Four Seasons in Vail or Four Seasons in Deer Valley. That's
Let's not forget the brag factor
ah,
because everybody wants to be able to brag to their family and friends where they've went and what they've done.
absolutely,
So that also comes into play. And I mean, don't think you're being selfish. You're spending the money on yourself because you deserve it.
absolutely.
And brag factor comes into play. So if you want to go to the Swiss Alps and say, hey, have pictures of them in the background, that's your right.
I agree.
You're paying for it. You get what you want.
I agree. But then again, it goes also back to whether or not you're traveling with family, with friends, with kids, or not, right? So adults only, Yeah, it's a marketing tool, and people like to use adults only, but is it truly adults only? Do I consider 18 and above adults only? No, I don't. Properties and their ships, and they call it adults only, but they include 18-year-old children. And for me, that's still children. So you just have to really dig into what adults only means to you.
Yeah. If you're looking for 21 and up, then you want 21 and up.
There you
Nothing,
go.
nothing else.
Make sure that you check those things out, because just because in your mind what you think adults is, it may not be. So whatever resource that you are looking into, be sure to make sure what the age range is.
You want to go somewhere that, if you're on a ski trip, you want to go someplace that's going to take you up into the mountains and show you the views and some of the bluffs from up high. You can get maybe take a helicopter trip up into the mountains to see the views.
Service on all inclusive is really dependent on you. What do I mean when I say that?
Gratuities. Don't be cheap, people. Tip your server. Let's talk about dude ranches.
Oh, Suki. Mhm.
There's a couple nice ones out there. There's one in Montana and one in Wyoming. One in Wyoming is more family oriented, but they all offer restaurant style seating for your dinners. You don't necessarily want to go on, I don't know, you might want to. Maybe you've got five boys and you want to go on a family vacation and you want them to live the actual ranch life and stay in a bunkhouse and eat bunkhouse food. They're out there. But if you want to go take your family and go to a nice dude ranch and go horse riding and do a few things around the ranch, but still have an enjoyable time with the family, those are out there too. There's some 4 and 5 star dude ranch, 5 star dude ranches. Well, that's kind of a tongue tire, but I mean. So it depends on what you want. Do you want to do a dude ranch? Do you want to ride horses and chase cows all day? Because they'll let you.
Y'all. So we went to the DR, and I have never, as a black woman, ever in the US, ever rode a horse. Why these people put me on a horse that had an issue with my husband's horse? So I'm in front of my husband, and my horse busy trying to kick the horse behind us, because he don't like him for some reason. So I got off the stupid horse. I'm gonna do it again, and I'm going to make sure I have a more gentle horse. Yeah, but they did us well. They took us around, and like the girl, she took us and let us do like a tour of their family ranch and that kind of thing. So it ended up being very intimate and still a very nice tour. But I want to do it again.
Yeah. Here's a hint, folks. If you're going to go on a tour, horseback riding, horseback tour,
Excursion.
try to do it early in the day. Them horses, they're just like your dog. They're just like you. They get tired. And if they've been on 4 trips around the ranch already and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they're ready to call it a day. They want to get some sweet oats and chew on some hay and call it an afternoon. They want to sleep. So go early in the day. That's when your horse is liable to be a little less temperamental.
Yeah, but we went pretty early, I thought. No,
2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. 2:30.
no, because the ship left around 6 that day. I don't know a lot about dude ranches. I am learning them now. I happen to have married a cowboy, so I get to learn some different things, like horses and that they get tired. Because there are times that, like, especially for a city girl like me, I am thinking like they don't have no job. So why are they tired? Like why? Why are they tired? But he knows about the horses and could tell that I wasn't going to make it on the horse, because he said to me, I don't know why you want to do this, flat out. And I'm going to do it again, but I will do it on a gentler horse, and I will absolutely make it through, because I want to ride a horse. Want to ride a horse. I don't want to ride a horse that's a butt head. I want to ride a horse though. Okay, so luxury dude ranches have different things like private cabins. They have the real deal Holyfield sit down meals. Almost feels like you are having a Michelin style dining experience. They have the wine menus and things like that, so that you feel like that you're having that 5-star experience. If you are deciding to do this yourself, take into consideration who you are. Don't just look at the price. You can hurt yourself.
Yeah, you know, and I think that that's what makes the cut between, oh, I'm going to go online and set up a vacation, and getting a hold of a travel agent and having them set a vacation up for you. It's like last year, she did a cruise, and although it wasn't offered by the cruise line, she set it up so out of the 11 ports that you stopped at, 7 of them, she had you within 10 miles of a golf course, a 5-star golf course. So that way you'd be close to the ship and didn't have to worry about delayed times getting back or anything like that.
But you could do what you love.
And it was top notch. She also offered, and on that cruise, there was one day when it was going to be a total eclipse of the sun. So that's what a travel agent will get you. They get you the extras. They get you the special things.
A
Now,
good one.
we have said time and time again, and this doesn't go for dude ranches or a trip at the ski lodge or a trip at the beach. But if you ever take a cruise, you need to have somebody set you up with something that's going to have you back on time, because the ship will not wait for you unless it's booked through the ship.
And we can tell you that firsthand. Okay.
Yeah, they're
So
called
when we
dock
did,
runners.
peer runners. Yeah. When we went on our cruise and we did one in the DR. We did the dune
ATVs.
buggies. Yeah, the
ATVs.
ATVs. The ATVs. We did those. Well, they were super late bringing us back. And not just late, but super late bringing us back.
You know, like 45 minutes.
Yeah. I thought it was more than that, but they were super late bringing us back. But we booked it through the cruise line. And I don't care if it does cost a little more. I promise you, I'm booking through the cruise line because anything can happen. What if the bus you're on and they took you to go and do such and such and the bus breaks down and you didn't book it through the cruise line? Well, the cruise don't care whether you get back or not. What they do care about is if you booked it through them because it's their reputation. So they either wait for you or they have to get you transportation to the next port. One of the two is going to happen, Captain. And so I would rather pay a little bit more for my excursion and have them to have to wait for me because they had to wait for us. We were the last of the Mohicans to get on that mug. They were already ready to go. It's one of the reasons that I will not book an excursion outside of
You
the
know,
cruise line. I don't care how much it costs.
I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise, but every port you go to, there is a place right there on the port where they're selling all kinds of T-shirts, and locals have their goods there for sale.
Yeah,
We were so late getting back,
they
that
were
was all
gone.
shut down.
Yep, they were all gone. They were all gone. So I know people always talk about you can get it cheaper, and you can. You can get it cheaper if you wait to get off the boat. But what if something happens?
And it's not really that much cheaper if you compare apples to apples. I mean, if you're going to pay $75 for a excursion, and I'm just using that dollar figure as a figure.
Mm-hmm.
If you book it through the ship or the cruise line, it's liable to cost you $120. But trust me, that is no
It's
money.
worth it.
That is no money that keeps you stranded in a
Island
strange island.
and then trying to figure out how you gonna get back. You don't have your passport more than likely because you left it on the ship. And so you gotta go through all the rigmarole to I'd rather pay the extra money.
Yeah,
And so I do. Like we do. We pay the extra money. If we're gonna do an excursion, we pay the extra money. there's not many places so far that we haven't been Caribbean wise. We're going on a cruise in December that has only two ports within it that we've not been on. And it's the reason we chose this one to go
Or
on. But if we're gonna do some excursions, babe, we are booking them through that cruise line.
or take a cruise that all excursions are included.
Babe,
That way you take the money out of your pocket one time.
we're doing that next year for our anniversary, y'all. We will keep y'all posted on that one because it includes everything. Everything and what we pay up front includes everything. There's no drink package, there's no excursions extra or none of that. You just we'll keep y'all posted.
What
That's the
you
reason for you to
what you
sit.
think sounds expensive, if
It's
you
not.
stop and do the
We start
addition,
adding everything.
yeah, if you start adding everything up that you want to do or pay for, you're gonna find out you're gonna pay the expensive price regardless.
Right. Unless you cheap as heck and all you do is the cruise.
Yeah.
Period. But if you do some more things and you like to do things when you go and you want to have an experience on the ship when you're on the ship, you're gonna pay for it. And when you figure out what that cost is, you find out that dang, I should have just went on and right up front, went on and spent that, and then I don't have to worry about it. It's done and gone. Right? That's the thing. This has been Lux
Good.
Code TV.
Lex Code TV. The off the cuff conversation that had a little bit of plan behind it.
I love
Hope
that,
you have a good day.
y'all. All right, y'all. We will see y'all on the next one.